Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the very least comfortable show on the web. It is The System is Down, where we talk about all the uncomfortable topics like conspiracies, politics, religion, all the things that get your panties in a twist and your feathers in a wad. And who knows what today is going to be? We're going to find out together. I've got a very special guest here today, and we're going to get into that here in just a moment. But before we do, here's the intro.
The following is a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
Remember a simpler time when it was okay to be weird, have fun, and think for yourself?
Well, those days are over. The art of conversation itself is dead. Sacrificed on the altar of divide and conquer and disguised as political correctness and spared feelings. I believe that unity can only come from truth, and that the only way to find truth is by exploring and embracing our valuable differences and having civil, open-minded, and uncomfortable discourse. Conspiracies, politics, religion, and all the taboo topics your family just praise and don't bring up around the Thanksgiving dinner table. We are here to literally change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. So if you're easily offended, put your big girl panties on and buckle up, Buttercup, because you chose to be here. I'm Dan Smots, you are the power, and this is The System is Down.
This is The System is Down. Because the system is down. And, so welcome back to the show, everyone. It's a pleasure having you. I don't know what day this is because, as you've noticed, I don't schedule things very regularly anymore. I do them when I feel like doing them so that they're as good as they can be for you. But we're going to get into my conversation here in a moment. But before we do, I have to remind you about our sponsor. And our sponsor is, of course, you guys. The wonderful, if my button works, wonderful, amazing, fine folks at the Downers Club. People like Shira Valkyrie, Kyle Evans, Paul Brandenberger, Craig DaCosta, Ryan Mortensen, Kyle Mitchell Caswell. I don't know. I'm just making up names now. But these people here who support the show with their hard-earned and much appreciated dollars by going to patreon.com/The System is Down. You can do the same and you'll get bonus episodes of the show every single week and probably one today. So I don't know. We haven't recorded it yet. Go join and find out what we did. But more weird, more raw, more offensive, and supporting the show at patreon.com/The System is Down. Now, do you go by Princess Rivulet, or do you have a real name?
A real name, ouch. I'm Princess Rivulet, but only on the internet. This seems to confuse people. Like, my real name, the government knows me as Sarah Brooke.
Okay. I didn't want to say your real name. I knew what it was, but I didn't know if that was like... I know some people don't want to use their real name, and I totally understand that in these circles.
It's like the worst kept secret of like my page and everything I've done. Just like everyone knows my name, and like sometimes they'll Google my job, which is weird.
It is,
but we just keep it going, you know?
Absolutely. So tell me about you. I came across you I think you added me or somebody recommended me as a friend or something like that. I don't know. But I saw some of your videos and your rants that you were posting and looked a little bit into your podcast and everything, and I liked what I heard. So tell me about you. Give me some of your background, like leading up to even the ideas of liberty and getting into that.
I fell into the movement like on accident. Like none of this was supposed to happen. I was an apathetic Democrat, just like a Democrat because I had to be. Like, if you're black, you vote blue, as Biden told us.
Of course.
But then,
as the white old man told you.
Yeah, it was really validating to finally figure out my race. I was like really struggling with my identity. So on the news, to be told what color I was, finally, it really opened some doors, like changed my perspective on things. So
welcome
I'm really
to
grateful
whiteness.
to King Biden.
Yes.
Thank you. The privilege is delicious.
That's
Let
right.
I tell you. Oh my goodness. Next stop, I'm going to be a man.
Nice.
Just wait.
Nice.
Wait for me to be a white man.
That's how women progress in the world. They move up the ladder just by becoming white men.
Yeah, just be a white dude. Like, why would you be anything else? It's so much more fun.
That's right.
No one's judging you.
You got it made.
But I ramble. I get off topic so easily.
It's fine. I'm ADD, so it's best for me.
Biden nominated Kamala Harris. I was absolutely pissed about it. And like, no one was listening to me. Like, I was screaming to the heavens, and all my friends were like, Sarah, just shut up. we can't afford to be divided. And I was like, no, I'd rather be divisive than indecisive. So I just wanted to like yell about it, and like other people were yelling too, and I found them. And it was the Liberty Movement, the JoJo meme army, and I saw like all the memes you guys are putting out, and like, oh my God, political memes are so cringe. And I was smitten with the passion and tenacity behind it. Just you guys know that you're not there's not a chance in hell you're gonna win, and you fought that hard, and it was so fucking electrifying, and I just wanted to like be a part of you guys just for like the election, and then I was gonna go back to my life. So I started making memes and posting them on the internet, and like people liked them, and now I run a meme page.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of how I got into it too. Like I joined the movement back in 2016 because of Donald Trump. I was like, because I didn't care about politics at all before him. And then I was like, oh, this is interesting. What's going on over here? And I was raised Republican, but just like passively, just like you. I'm a white guy, so I'm supposed to be Republican. Like I have a religious background, that type of thing, and live in the Midwest. You're just a Republican. You just have to be. But I didn't really care. I was pretty apathetic to the whole thing, and got into it because of the show that was Donald Trump. And I was like, this clearly isn't for me. What's going on over here? And I was the same as you, where I was like, I don't know what this is, but I like their passion. Like, these guys are going to fight to the death knowing that they're going to lose. And that is a beautiful thing because they're right and their principles are correct. And I didn't know if I was going to stick around either, but here we are 4 years later. So,
I'd rather die on my feet. So, and like, I love that energy that you guys bring.
So did you not know anything about the Libertarian Party before the 2020 election?
I was making memes for you guys, not knowing who Joe Jorgensen was. Like, I didn't know who this girl was. I was just like, I thought it was a dude, but you guys were really into it. And I saw the memes you were coming out with, and I thought they could be better. You know? So like at first
there were some bad ones.
There were some bad ones, okay? So at first I was just like remaking the memes, just like this would be a better joke, a better image. I don't know who Joe is. I started calling him a dude, and then people like got on me about that, and then I looked into the candidate and who I was like.
You realized you were misgendering Joe Jorgensen the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time, and like here I was thinking I was a Democrat and so inclusive, but oh my goodness, I was mortified. So I figured out what I was doing.
So you joined the party out of sympathy because you didn't want to be misgendering somebody.
No, it was like I joined for the people, for like everyone that was like fighting so hard, just like, and you guys are so smart too. Like, you wonder where all the smart people went in the world. They are here. They're libertarians. Like, that's who they are. Yeah. And like the way you guys can like formulate ideas and like talk about such abstract philosophies. Like that's why I stayed. Like, I just wanted to like interact. You guys were really mean to me at first. It's fine. I gotten over it.
If you can get past the gatekeeping
the wall
layer,
of awful.
Yes, the wall of terrible. Yes, there's a few good ones around.
No, there's just like a hard shell, and then you get to the gummy center, and you find out what libertarians really are about. But there are some like fringes that aren't so like welcoming and don't adhere fully to like the ideals, and like that's going to be one of the biggest hurdles to like overcome in making libertarianism more mainstream, because it's a great idea, it's just not marketed correctly.
Yeah, and I'm trying my best. Did the videos for Jorgensen's campaign and Spike and
I
Vermin
saw
and
them.
that.
They were amazing.
Thank you.
You're like such a talent. Like, holy shit, those were professional.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, like the Libertarian Party has suffered messaging, at least since I've been in it. And if you look back, it wasn't much better. Ron Paul, he had his movement, and that was all well and dandy, but there wasn't a damn thing that inspired me about like Gary Johnson's run and all that. I mean, I still voted for him, and I agreed with him on most things. I don't think he's a terrible guy or anything, but it's like the marketing guys. Like, come on. You've got the best, like, philosophical idea in the history of mankind, and you don't even know how to say it. Like, you don't even know how to present it to interest people. Like, the least we could do is make a good video about it.
There has to be like dip your toes into this process, because what you're advocating to people is so foreign, and we're not acknowledging that. They've grown up with the government. The government
Right.
has taken money from their checks, and just like roads show up at their doorstep and poor people get food somehow. Like that's how that works. And that's all the government has wanted them to know,
Yeah.
because they've also gone through this indoctrination of the school system. So it's just layers upon layers of like, you got to peel it back like an onion, and you can't just go in there with a knife stabbing at them because you've known about this for so long.
They are part of
But
the
like,
onion that you're cutting away. You're taking pieces of their soul.
and making them live with it and expecting
They
them
pledged
to wanna, like,
allegiance
stick
to a flag for 25 years, and you just think that they're going to let that go?
But like, we haven't even let that go. Like,
Right.
how many of our members are still just like, oh, well, you have to like respect the flag. And it's like, that's polyester fabric. Like, why the f- do I gotta, like, I did not choose to be born here.
Yep.
What is like my allegiance to really? Because what does that flag represent? If not mass incarceration, so it can't be the land of the free. And if not like bigotry and just homophobia and hate crime, so we're not very brave. And like our legislators are hiding behind their desks and stuff. So it's like, what are we really standing up for? And we're not, as like people in general, like our messaging and like the way we communicate and uphold our values is so frivolous,
Yeah, it really is. And so once you got into the movement, you said you joined because of memes, which I think is like the perfect libertarian story. You go back and everybody's like, oh, I got into it because of Ron Paul, or I got into it because I read some Rothbard books. You're like, the younger generation that's like, memes, guys. Like, I read the great memes of 2020.
No, and then like you get to flip through and find your memes in like your kid's history book. Like,
Right.
That's what I'm really here for, the royalties.
Yeah, the history books of the future will only be memes.
Just memes.
Yes. So
Just like teachers' slideshows. Go ahead, sorry.
what were some of the things about the movement itself, and Jo Jorgensen in particular? Because I've got, as somebody who made campaign videos for her, supported her, and all that, whether or not I voted for her is a different story. That is not for this episode. But, with all that, what was it that stuck out to you? Because there's a lot of people like myself who think, she's got a good message, but she's not the best message bearer. Did she grab you, or was there something else?
I can't emphasize this enough. Like, you guys could have been supporting a cat for president, and I would have been there screaming at the top of my lungs, like,
Yeah.
this feline's going to bring us to the next generation. Like, you guys could have supported anybody. I did not think Jo Jorgensen was presidential material at all. And because of that, like, I didn't vote for her.
Yeah.
But I went hard as shit for her because you guys wanted her in office. And if you guys thought that was like the best thing, then whatever. I don't think she ran her campaign to win. Just with like the mishaps with her website being down and the mismessaging, and then her Supreme Court shortlist had Epstein's lawyer on it, and like that's the first thing that comes up.
You didn't
when
even
Google
have to
them,
put
babe.
out a list. Nobody was asking for your list.
Asking. No one asked, and then you do it anyway,
Right.
and there's a goddamn and then this like retraction of like just. And that shows me that, like, one, she's not surrounding herself with like good enough people, because that's what a president is. It's building a cabinet, because you can't be everywhere at once. I respect that. But like, you're not finding good people for your team. So like, you're going to get into the nation and then like release files into like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You could have just proofread it. But then
Right.
also, she's not a good multitasker, because she was still working while campaigning. And it's like, kudos to you. You're a boss for doing it. But also, when, like, after you won the election, you were going to quit your job. Like, it has to be so important to you that you want it wholeheartedly. If you're going to run a nation, you're dealing with people's lives.
You
and I want to feel
Can't have a
like
backup plan for running for president.
Yeah, don't just like, this is my side job, like, commit to it. So I
Right.
didn't appreciate that vibe that I got. But then also just like,
It's like multi-level marketing. She's a teacher who had this crazy harebrained scheme of, I'm going to run for president and then convince other people to, do the same down ballot. And if they buy into this MLM scheme, then, I might be stretching it there. But
I think she's an amazing person, a smart lady. I think she looked like she was having a lot of fun on the Camp Train Trail. I think she has a fantastic message. But like some people should be the leader of the free world and some people should be thought leaders in the free world, and like we all have our niches. But like not to say one day she can't be president because like these are just like humps that we have to overcome. But like in 2020, she was not prepared to win that seat.
Absolutely. And before we get more spicy, I think that we should leave YouTube because screw YouTube. And we've dropped the P word, the one that Jo Jorgensen endorsed as her Supreme Court pick. We've dropped a few words that YouTube doesn't like, and so it's fine because we're humans interacting as humans, but it has been made painfully apparent to us that YouTube does not want humans interacting with other humans humanly. So if you would like to hear the rest of this conversation, come join us. Absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything extra for it, but TSID Pod is where you can get the rest of this. And YouTube, goodbye, and go check out Princess Rivulet on thetakeoneverything.com. And we'll be right back after this.